Get ready to blast off into the world of Cowboy Bebop. Today we're uncovering surprising facts about the legendary Faye Valentine. You think you know everything about this sultry bounty hunter? Think again. Join us on this adventure as we delve into the mysterious world of Faye Valentine. Are you ready? Without further ado, let me welcome you to the Sci-Punk feed. Let's start today's episode with something you might have missed during the series. Faye became kinder after encountering her former self. For a long time, Faye's troubled past and lack of memories kept her guarded and distrustful of others. However, a significant turning point came when she stumbled upon a Betamax cassette recorded by her teenage self. This personal message from her past self brought her to the realization that she had the power to overcome her emotional barriers and start a new chapter in her life. Watching her younger, carefree self, Faye was inspired to break free from her guardedness and begin a journey towards self-discovery and redemption. This discovery allowed Faye to see the potential for hope and happiness in her future, and gave her the determination to embrace it. With a newfound sense of purpose, Faye embarks on a transformative journey to unlock the mysteries of her past and reclaim her sense of self. Another important fact about Faye is that she's most vulnerable when she's near Spike. Spike, the central character and head of the team, faces a rocky road with Faye throughout the series. Their heated debates and conflicting personalities keep the tension high. Despite Spike's skepticism of Faye's intentions, he becomes one of the few individuals she allows into her heart, as she recognizes his inner goodness and unique rejection of her seductive ways. As Faye's feelings for Spike grow, so does her vulnerability around him, making their relationship a roller coaster of emotions. This one is almost a secret in the series. She is native to Singapore. Faye's background remains shrouded in mystery for much of the series, with her giving differing accounts of her origin. However, the truth is uncovered when she receives a Betamax cassette from her younger self, leading her to her wealthy childhood home in Singapore and the discovery of her loving and protective parents. The tape unravels the mysteries of Faye's past and gives her a glimpse into the life she once had. Another one you might have missed, her recitation of dialogue stems from a melancholic cause. Faye often speaks in serious and powerful phrases like "show no mercy" or "money makes the world go round," which she's heard before. This behavior may seem like a show-off to some, but there's a deeper reason behind it. Faye has limited memories from her past and spent most of her life in cryogenic freeze. As a result, she struggles to develop a true personality of her own. To seem normal in social situations, she falls back on reciting well-known dialogues. She turns to gambling as a means of escaping difficulties. Faye struggles with a serious gambling addiction and spends a lot of her free time at casinos. Despite her repeated losses, Faye continues to gamble with the hope of hitting a big win and paying off her massive debt. She was cryogenically frozen and brought back to life, only to be faced with the burden of not just her own debt, but also the debt of the conmen who revived her. This debt has been weighing heavily on Faye, and she feels that the only way to clear it is by winning big at the casinos. Unfortunately, her luck has yet to change, and she finds herself caught in a cycle of losing and borrowing more money in an attempt to win it back. Faye's desperate pursuit of a big win is driven by her belief that it's the only way to rid herself of her financial obligations and start fresh. But despite her determination, she is yet to find the success she so desperately seeks. Another fact about Faye Valentine is that she uses her appearance as a tool to get what she wants. Many people make the mistake of assuming that Faye is simply a shallow, eye-candy character in Cowboy Bebop, with no real purpose or impact on the story. However, Faye's attire is actually a strategic aspect of her character and plays a crucial role in her survival. She uses her appearance as a weapon, leveraging her beauty and sex appeal to get herself out of difficult situations. Despite her somewhat provocative clothing, Faye is not just a pretty face. She is a smart, resourceful, and cunning woman who knows what she wants and will use all of her skills to get it. Her confidence and cleverness often catch her adversaries off guard, making her far more than just a simple damsel in distress. Faye proves that beauty and brains can be a powerful combination. Her early experiences left lasting negative impacts. Faye's life took a turn for the worse when she was struck with amnesia, unable to remember her past. She found herself under the care of deceitful individuals who left her with an overwhelming amount of debt. To repay this, Faye was forced into a life of crime, leading to her becoming a bitter and distrusting individual towards others. This traumatic experience shaped her worldview, causing her to have a cautious and guarded demeanor towards the people around her. Her fear of being betrayed again made it difficult for her to form genuine connections with others, leaving her isolated and jaded. This traumatic start to her life left deep scars on Faye's personality and worldview, which are evident in her actions and interactions throughout the series. This may make it seem that they are indeed close and in love, but it's very much a misinterpretation. Spike and Faye's relationship resembles that of siblings. Spike and Faye's interactions are marked by constant argument and competition. They bicker over trivial matters such as food, information, and profit. Despite this, some view their rivalry as a sign of attraction, but it's clear that their relationship is based on conflict rather than any real chemistry. They act like siblings who are forced to play together, but instead of enjoying it, they complain and argue. Despite this, they continue to interact with each other, knowing that it beats being alone. Overall, Spike and Faye's relationship is defined by their constant fighting and lack of cooperation, but it seems to be a necessary aspect of their dynamic. Another important detail that you might have missed is that when Spike and Faye are in each other's company, without distractions, their behavior remains unchanged. Even when they are isolated from others, Spike and Faye's relationship remains the same. Faye may playfully tease Spike about being in love with her, but this is simply a defense mechanism to hide her insecurity and fear in a harsh world. Instead, she considers Spike as a surrogate sibling who provides trust, comfort, and companionship. If there were any romantic feelings between them, it would have surfaced during their time alone. However, their dynamic remains that of siblings, with no indication of romantic connection. The trust and familiarity they share is a testament to their close bond, but it's not based on romantic tension. Spike and Faye's relationship is a unique mixture of sibling rivalry and camaraderie, and it's this dynamic that makes them a strong team in their adventures. This other reason is very close to Spike. So why is it so important? Spike seems to be too focused on other things. Spike has a mysterious background, but he himself is straightforward. He operates in two modes, work mode and leisure mode. When he's working, he exudes coolness, intelligence, determination, and cunningness. He's a skilled bounty hunter and a valuable member of the Bebop team, providing familiarity, reliability, and stability. In his leisure time, Spike can be obstinate, uncooperative, and impulsive. While he brings much to the table as a bounty hunter and a member of the Bebop crew, as a romantic partner he lacks the necessary qualities. Throughout the events of the Cowboy Bebop anime, Spike does not appear to be open to the idea of love. He is focused on his work and does not seem to be interested in pursuing a romantic relationship. Spike is a complex character with a dual personality who excels in his profession, but lacks the qualities necessary for a successful romantic relationship. Our next reason is more centered around the whole Bebop crew. The Bebop crew dynamic is a good fit for Faye. The family dynamic within the Bebop crew is one of the defining features of Cowboy Bebop, demonstrating that bonds can be formed not only through friendship or romance, but also through shared experiences. Spike and Faye behave like rebellious teenagers, struggling to assert their independence while still relying on their home on the Bebop. Jet serves as a surrogate father figure, often finding himself at the center of Spike and Faye's arguments as the captain and owner of the ship. Despite the contentiousness, this dynamic works well for the crew. The constant bickering and teasing create a sense of balance on the ship, and the family structure provides each member with something they have been missing. Jet has a sense of purpose, Spike has a future to strive towards, and Faye has a place to call home. The Bebop crew may not always get along, but their bond is strong and unbreakable, making them a formidable force in their adventures. This other reason is seen clearly through the series. Faye does not discriminate when it comes to stirring up trouble, making her a challenging presence for all those around her. It's a mystery how Faye manages to maintain any relationships, given her tendency to put up a hard exterior that rubs everyone the wrong way. She lies and steals to get her way through life, proving to be just as challenging as Spike Spiegel with his reckless attitude. Despite her combative nature, Faye manages to find some level of acceptance among the Bebop crew, with Edward being the only one who seems to tolerate her constant provocations. Regardless, Faye's contentious behavior continues to complicate her relationships with those around her. And our final reason for this vid is that Spike and Faye have vastly different ways of expressing their affection, making it difficult for them to connect on a romantic level. Whitney had a way of making Faye feel special with his tender words and warm reassurance. Though he showered her with gifts and spent time with her, it was Whitney's vulnerability and openness that truly touched Faye's heart. At a time when Faye was trying to find her identity, Whitney's words were exactly what she needed to feel confident and loved. And when Faye came across the video message that her younger self had left for her future self, she was once again reminded of her worth. The child Faye in the video expressed her self-love, leaving words of encouragement and affirmation for her adult self to find. Whitney and Faye's story shows that a few words can go a long way in making someone feel loved and valued. Cowboy Bebop is a Japanese anime series that explores a variety of philosophical themes. One of the most prominent themes in the series is existentialism, which is the idea that individuals must create their own meaning and purpose in life, as the universe is inherently meaningless. The main characters in the series are all outcasts and outsiders, struggling to find their place in the world and make sense of their lives. The series also deals with the idea of loneliness and isolation. The main characters often find themselves alone, disconnected from society, and searching for a sense of belonging. This sense of isolation is often depicted as a result of the characters' past, as well as their current circumstances. We will focus on the four main characters of the series. Let's start with Faye Valentine. Faye is a con artist and a gambler who's always looking for her next big score. She is fiercely independent and often acts out of her own interest. Faye's past is shrouded in mystery, and it's revealed that she has been in cryogenic sleep for a long time and has lost her memory, which adds to her sense of isolation and disconnection from the world around her. Faye Valentine's philosophy in Cowboy Bebop is one of self-discovery, growth, and the search for meaning and purpose. She's a complex character who is often motivated by self-interest, but at the same time, she is also deeply lonely and searching for a sense of belonging. Her past, her memory loss, and her struggle to find a sense of purpose and meaning in her life. Next is Edward Wong, also known as Ed. She is a child prodigy and a computer hacker who joins the crew of the Bebop spaceship and becomes a valuable member of the team. Ed's philosophy in the Cowboy Bebop series is one of curiosity, discovery, and a desire to learn. She's a free-spirited, independent, and resilient character who embodies the idea of self-discovery, growth, and the search for meaning and purpose. She's a symbol of hope with her positive attitude and ability to adapt to new situations. She serves as an inspiration in the series. On the other hand, let's talk about Jet Black. He is a former police officer who has become a bounty hunter. Jet is a stoic and pragmatic character who is driven by a strong sense of justice and a desire to protect the innocent. He is also deeply lonely as he has lost his family, and his job as a police officer has left him disconnected from society. Throughout the series, Jet struggles to find a sense of purpose and meaning in his life. Despite the difficulties and hardships of life, he also serves as a mentor to Spike and tries to instill in him a sense of morality and justice. Which brings me to the next character, Spike Spiegel. Spike is a former hitman who has become a bounty hunter, and he's often depicted as being haunted by his past. He's a complex character who is struggling to find a sense of purpose and meaning in his life. He's also deeply lonely and searching for a sense of belonging, which is often portrayed as a result of his past as a hitman. Spike Spiegel's philosophy in Cowboy Bebop is one of self-discovery, growth, and a search for meaning and purpose. He is driven by a desire to make amends for his past mistakes. His character is a representation of the existentialist ideas of the series, where the characters are trying to create their own meaning and purpose in life in a meaningless universe. Another prominent theme in the series is the concept of the bebop, which is a state of mind in which one is able to fully live in the moment and find happiness and fulfillment, despite the difficulties and hardships of life. The characters in the series often strive to reach this state of mind, but they find it to be elusive and difficult to attain. The philosophy behind Cowboy Bebop is one of individualism, freedom, and the search for self-discovery and purpose. The series encourages the viewer to question their own existence and to seek out their own sense of meaning and purpose in life. It also shows that the search for meaning and purpose is not always an easy one, and that it often requires overcoming personal obstacles and facing one's own demons. The series also gives an idea of the concept of bebop, where one can find happiness and fulfillment despite the difficulties and hardships of life. So, what do you like about Cowboy Bebop? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for more theories and info. This has been your host. Welcome to the SciPunk feed.